Alrighty guys, part 2 of the video. DOC, DPF are back. They were all cleaned and baked. I do need to look at the report to see just how much soot and ash was removed, because the guys that I take it to, they weigh it before, they weigh it after, and they kind of get a measurement of what was removed, which is a pretty good indicator as to how bad or how plugged everything was. Last time this was cleaned out was 2021, and we're already 2025, so there you go, do the math, about 4 years. So everything cleaned out. Everything looks really good, nice and clean. I don't know if the inside of the camera is going to show that, or the camera is going to show the inside of that. There is the face of the DOC. So this is going to be, again, DOC outlet, DOC inlet. Here is our DPF. Now keep in mind the DPF is directional, guys, so you have to install it where it says flow. I don't know if you can see that on there. It is stamped on the housing. There you go, it's right here. So flow, so this way you know exactly which way it's going. You got your ports for your pressure, temp. Again, everything's gonna get reassembled. We are gonna use new gaskets. We're gonna go with the original Cummins gaskets in between. So you're gonna need 2 gaskets there. You're gonna need a gasket here, and you're gonna need another gasket on the outlet side of that. So just keep that in mind. So there we go, we've got everything here. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna start putting this thing all back together. We're gonna get it back in the truck. We're gonna reset everything. I'm gonna show you how to reset it using your INSITE software, and you're ready to go. So stand by. Alrighty guys, we're back. So I got everything set up. I did go ahead and kind of use a little bit of a wheel brush or a wire brush to kind of clean these little surfaces up. Okay, that way we get a nice little surface. We don't have any issues, potentially. All cleaned up and ready to go. I did go ahead and put a little bit of the anti-seize on there. That way the threads, just in case for the next guy, don't get locked up. So this is, again, ready to go. This is going to be our number 1 sensor. Pressure, pressure, temp, and temp. Actually no, I take that back, it's backwards. 1, 2, and then that's going to be number 3. Okay, pressure. We do have some gaskets. We're going to go with the original gaskets. There you go, that's the part number. I hope you guys can see that, a 2871453. There's 2 of them you're going to need. We're going to have the 2 gaskets, 2880215, and that's going to be on the outlet, and of course on the inlet over here. Okay, these clamps, they should be reusable. If you have any issues, then I would recommend replacing them. Don't try to save anything from there. And that's pretty much it, guys. So let's put the camera on, let's get to work, and we're ready to go. Alrighty guys, 2 gaskets. You're gonna need one right there. It literally just sits right there. Okay, now the trick is you're gonna install this filter over the top. Just make sure you're not crushing the gasket, and make sure you have a nice tight seal. If you do, put your clamp on, tighten that down securely, and you're ready to go. I'll show you what we do here on the last one at the end, but for now what I'm going to do is simply mount this one over the top. There is a lip on there, so it is, again, directional. You got to look at the flow. I'm going to show you that right now in a second. There you go. So I don't know if the camera's going to show this, but you're going to see right here it shows flow, telling you what direction you're going to go. Okay, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So we're going to do it like this. All we're going to do is literally drop this thing right down like that, and it should be right there. ¿Qué pasa, mano? A ver. No hay problema, no hay problema. GoPro, turn off. Alrighty guys, hopefully you guys get a good angle. So this is kind of the way we line it up. You don't have to do that. You could have actually marked it before. I just kind of work on the seam. The seam itself actually works pretty good. Just make sure this is sitting properly, or it's seated together. So sometimes you're going to get it just a little off, and the exhaust will leak from there. So right now everything is lined up pretty good. We're going to just tighten that down by hand, and we're pretty much done with that. We're going to work on the top. You can see that there, and at the very end we're going to go ahead and mount where the sensors go. And again, I did put a little bit of anti-seize on there, and that's just going to hopefully help things out so they don't have any issues in the future. Está bien, yo creo. Okay. Alrighty guys, again, I hope this is a good angle. I hope this helps you guys out. So we're going to go ahead and start assembling the top one. Again, we are going with brand new filters. I'm sorry, brand new gaskets. I don't want to use anything with the old one, just in case I don't want to have any issues there. So we have that done. Now let me just quickly come over here and show you guys. Remember in part 1, this is going to be almost at the 12 o'clock position, if you can see that there. This is going to be just slightly off to the other side. Now, one thing I did have to do on a previous occasion, back over here, okay, you're going to have this horseshoe. I did have to loosen that, so this way I can have a little more play on this tubing. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen that up, and hopefully it won't be a big, won't be a big deal. But again, you can always tighten that down. Not a big deal. I think that's going to be a 1/2 inch or a 9/16. Loosen that up, and that'll actually give you a little bit of play with this here, okay? So keep that in mind. I would loosen that up. We're gonna go ahead and do that right now. And we're gonna clock everything. We're gonna install it, secure the gaskets on the outlet side, inlet, and then we're gonna tighten everything down up there, here, everything, and you're ready to go from there. So let me loosen that up. Let me start getting this going, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, and all we're doing here is simply installing the outlet side of the filter assembly. You're going to want to head, of course, install your new gasket, put your clamp on there. You can clock it and position it the same way as the first one. I like doing that. That way everything's just kind of in uniform and face together. Again, I know the camera's not showing that, but all we're doing again is putting the clamp down. We're going to go ahead and snug it down. That way, in case we need to clock the filter, the outlet side of the filter, it's very easy to do. You don't need to worry about too much. Again, what Tony's going to do now is get the socket and again, snug it down. This way you can still move it, 12 o'clock position, or whatever really you need to do to make it fit. And that's pretty much it. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. At this point, we're going to go ahead and lay it down and then get ready to install the sensors. Put the last clamp on there, or the belt, whatever you guys want to call it. That's it. Sorry guys, I wasn't sure if it was recording, so I'm just going to go over this really quick. Here's the filter. It's pretty much assembled and ready to go. I do need to put that clamp to secure that on there. Not a big deal, so we're going to tighten everything down. In case you need to, loosen that up right in there, and that's going to give you a little more flexibility right here. Okay, when you install the filter itself, it may have to come in slightly at an angle just because it's going to get caught on that lip. Not a big deal. We have everything pretty much lined up and ready to go, so now we're just going to simply tighten everything down, put it on the transmission jack, present it, secure it, and then we should hopefully be all done from there. So let's make sure this is done and we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, we are back. Let me see if I can try to adjust the camera the best angle. I think it's hard to tell, I don't know. Let's see here. Let me fix this camera a little bit. Okay, ready? All right guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and get it. We're gonna get it forward, up. Remember, it's gonna get caught in the lip a little bit, but that's not a big deal. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of talk over this while this is playing in kind of in a chipmunk sounding voice. What we're doing is just working on the right side. It makes it a lot easier to secure the right side. This way you're going to go ahead and install your gasket, install the clamp, and then you're going to kind of lift it up into position, and that way you can work on the outlet side. So right now what Tony's doing is he's just kind of making some little adjustments. So again, the pipe that kind of comes down from the bellows, you have a little bit of leeway, a little bit of play, and that's what we want. And you're going to see how this is actually going to be helpful. So right now, Tony's got it pretty much lined up and ready to go. He's going to go ahead and install the gasket. You're just simply going to lift up, bam, look at that, slide that right in there, secure it with the clamp, tighten that down, and then you're going to work over on the outlet side. The outlet side is going to be a little more challenging. All right, guys, so I hope the camera is going to show this. We're trying to line up this side here. We're going to tighten that up, and then this one, as you're going to see, you can tell it's completely off, so we still have to loosen this up just a little bit. We're going to clock it over. Make sure you put the new gasket in there. We can reuse the clamp, that's not a big deal. You may have to loosen this one up here, and that way you have just a little bit of flexibility. Not a big deal. Okay guys, so that one's already secure. This is pretty much seated flush. It's not hitting anything, so that's a good sign. Now this is the one where I have a little bit of an issue because obviously now I have to clock it and move it over. Préstame el rache que tenías. So what I'm gonna do, two things I need to do. I gotta loosen this up here, and I'm gonna loosen this up here. This way I can kind of roll it over. It's gonna give me a little bit of play in here so I can get the gasket, and then we're pretty much set to go where we can put everything back and we're all done. Just loosen it up a little bit, that's all you need. So now we're going to loosen this up a little bit, not too much. And I'm going to simply, that's it, it's almost there. Now this is the fun part, because I got to drop this a little bit. See, now I got some room there. Install that gasket. Now the fun part is to get all this to line up, because that's where the fun begins on this last one here. So
now that we have our gasket installed, what we're going to try to do is simply kind of get it to shift over a little bit to the left. Obviously we're not having any success, so what Tony's going to do is go ahead and get a kind of a pry bar of sorts, and then we're going to kind of bend it or kind of get it to get a little more over to the left. Once we do that, we're going to install our clamp, tighten that down. We're going to go ahead and tighten down the decomp clamp, the one that's right there in the middle, just above where the sensors are. So right now, again, we're just trying to see what works. You're going to have to kind of play with this a little bit, and that's why we're not really securing everything yet 100%. But we have our clamp. Tony's going to go ahead and find the right leverage so we can put the clamp in properly, tighten it down, and then pretty much we're ready to go from there. So see what I'm doing? There we go. That's what you want to do. Just shift it over ever so slightly. You're going to put the clamp on there, tighten it down, and then you're pretty much ready to go. So it's very straightforward once you get to that point.
Alright guys, so I'm going to try to figure this out. Let's see what we got. No, demasiado, mira. No, ya no puedes más porque mira. Ya. It's already in there. No, no matter. Oh, sorry. That's okay. Uy, no mucho, ¿verdad? Ojalá con este ya se compone. Ya me. Alright guys, we're pretty much all set there. Let's tighten this down here. Okay, so far so good. Pásame tu ratchet de mano, ¿lo presentamos? Yeah. Alright
guys, so we have everything pretty much lined up. I still want to go over everything and tighten it down correctly, so make sure you tighten these clamps down. Yeah, everything seems to be pretty good. Tighten that down. Again, tighten everything down, and then you're gonna go ahead and install the final and easy part, which is gonna be these little bad boys over here. Ahorita le doy. Un segundo.
Dale ahí. Entra o si quieres ya después.
Alrighty guys, just leave that loose there. Don't forget you're gonna install your pins with your little cotter pin looking thing on both sides. Once you do that, you can tighten this down. It'll hold everything secure. At that point, we're just gonna put all of our accessories back on. Again, don't forget to connect this here. I did put a little bit of dielectric grease on there, and that way this little plug should just slide right in. I'll secure it later with some zip ties, kind of keep it out and away from the heat, and then we're ready to go from there. So let me grab something, go up underneath, and we're almost done here, guys. Alrighty guys, ahí debe estar ahí a tu mano derecha, chavo. ¿No está? No? Okay guys, so I don't know if the camera's gonna show this. I'm just trying to record as best I can while I'm doing this so you can see more or less what you're up against. You're gonna line this up. Now you can either feed the pin that way or you're gonna feed the pin that way. There is a little hole in there, that way you install your pin. Yeah, don't drop it like that. And that's pretty much that. So right now, okay, there's the hole. This is gonna simply slide through. Again, not sure if the camera's showing that. Slide through and then just turn it. And that's pretty much that. And then just slide it back, it'll lock into place. If not, you can use a, there we go. We're all done there. Tony's gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. There you go, Chavo. All right, so while Tony's doing that, Sorry guys, this camera is slipping everywhere today. Alrighty, so once he's done there, dale poquito, ahí está bien. ¿No quiere? Ok, este más, ahí está sobrepuesto, okay? Alrighty guys, so everything is pretty much ready to go. We're gonna tighten this whole thing down. We're gonna install the other steps, put the cover on, put everything on. I'm gonna set up the computer, the INSITE software, so we can reset the DOC, DPF ash, or whatever the hell they call it on the Cummins side. And that's pretty much that. Now this does only go one way. I don't know if the camera's showing it. You're gonna have these two little grooves up here and one down there. So simply plug it in. You're gonna push it in, you're gonna hear a click. Or hear it. Well, there you go. Didn't hear it, but I certainly felt it. So zip tie that, make sure it's out of the way, and we are pretty much all set. So let's go ahead and get this going. Let me get the computer and we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, so we are back. We are hooked up to the truck. I'm actually just gonna film on the phone now, no more GoPro. Don't really need it for this, so we're plugged in. We are gonna go ahead and launch our Cummins INSITE software. I thought I already did. But anyway, you're gonna see it there in the upper left, okay? I don't know if other programs can do this, but I know Cummins INSITE does. Let's see here, we're gonna go ahead and enter that. You're gonna open up the key. You don't need to turn on the truck, you just simply need to plug in. You may have a malfunction light. Let me lower that for a second. Okay. We may have a malfunction light just because I did turn on the truck and I did move it without the plug being on there. So we're gonna have ENG 0. Anyway, not a big deal. That I can go ahead and take care of. So again, you're gonna launch your INSITE software. Very, very simple, very easy to do. Plug in. Now, INSITE software just takes a little bit longer to connect, so I'm not gonna bore you with that. I'm gonna pause it from here. I'll be back when it's connected. I'll show you how to do everything, reset it, and then you're ready to go from there. Alrighty, and we are back again. So launch your software, you're gonna click on connect. You're gonna click on connect one more time, which is gonna be down there. If it's password protected, you will know right away. It'll let you know, literally, it'll prompt you for it. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I should be able to reset it even without that password. In the past, Cummins didn't let you reset a lot of things, even though it was password protected. Now they're letting you do a little bit more, some of the basic simple stuff. Sorry about that. Let me back it up just a bit. So it's gonna connect. Again, software program, it just takes a little bit longer to launch and connect. But once you're in, it's pretty simple. It's gonna have you create an instance. You can do that depending on what you're doing. I usually recommend it, so it kind of creates a little bit of a record. So if you need to go back and review something, it is saved on your computer and you know exactly kind of where you left off. So again, just be patient, guys. Wait. You're gonna see it over here where it says disconnect. So it's already connected. It's just kind of creating that instance, that log. This will show you all the different times that you've connected to this truck. This truck has been here before. What I want to do is simply go to new, click on the bottom left or the bottom middle where it says OK. It's going to create the image. That takes a few seconds. You're going to see that go from left to right. And what I usually like to do once it's done, I go over to the fault codes. I review any fault codes that are there, active or inactive or whatever the situation is. And this way I have an idea if there's something that I didn't see before. But all right, so these are the codes that we had before. Voltage, short to low voltage, and that's because we had it disconnected. So that's pretty much that. So what I want to do here before I go any further is I just want to go ahead and reset that code. It's going to clear out all the inactive codes. It's going to ask you, are you sure you want to do this? Click on yes. Follow the instructions. Please turn off key switch and then click OK. It's going to take maybe 30 seconds to 100. Oh, this one's 100 seconds. So 100 seconds, we'll be back. Okay, there we are. So we are all done. It says turn the key on, click on OK, and those fault codes should all be gone for now. Okay, inactive fault codes. I'm going to show you guys again how to go in here and how to reset everything as far as the filter goes. So okay, there you go. So now you're going to go ahead and minimize this little window. You want to go to the advanced ECM data, if I'm not mistaken. You want to go to after treatment maintenance. And then you can reset. I just go ahead and click on reset all. So you're going to see that there. Drop down to all. Go down to the bottom middle where it says reset. Click on OK or yes. Okay, next thing you're gonna do is same thing. It's gonna have you cycle the key again. Now, Cummins program does require you to cycle the key so that it can save it. It's gonna go through another 140-second process, or a minute and 40 seconds, whatever. Do that, it should reset it. You should have no further issues. I'm gonna go in through the other windows and just take a look. So you have another one just to show you. It says after treatment history, maintenance, after treatment maintenance, filter installation. Those are really the only two things you're gonna mess with. You don't need to mess with the SCR because we didn't touch the SCR. So we'll be back. All right, pretty much ready to go. It's gonna give you a little bit of a pop-up. Once it's done, there you go. There's the pop-up. You can see that there. You're gonna click on OK, and you're ready to go. So the after treatment has now been serviced. It's been reset. Let me just kind of go over to this other screen where you're gonna see here where it says after treatment maintenance. Okay. It's now this would be if you replace the DPF. If you replace it, this is where you would go ahead and reset it at that point. There's really no need to do that. Let's go to the top where it says DOC. Since I did reset it, here we go. Each time the regeneration is performed, the ECM just calculates da. So you don't need to mess with that. We've done everything we need to do. Everything has now been reset and we're ready to go. So just to kind of show you guys here, fault codes, we have no fault codes. We should have no lights present up on the dash. And that's pretty much that, okay? And that's it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So if you're working on a Cummins, whether it's, you know, ISB, ISC, X15 or ISX15, this is an ISX15. The process is pretty much the same thing, guys. So that's how you do it. Very simple, very straightforward. That's it. So guys, if you like the video, again, all I ask are a few things. Number one, give it a thumbs up, like and share. Have yourself a great day. Appreciate you all watching.